just an overarching statement about sending your children to your family members' homes to provide childcare that don't agree with the gluten-free diet or the lifestyle that your doctor has put your child on. So as much as I'd love to say that family is family and they support each other and everything and everyone agrees, I mean, I think pretty much everyone can say that we all know that's not true on some levels. And there are definitely families who have members who don't agree with other members being on a gluten-free diet. And think it maybe is a fad, think it's just something that it's causing more work for the rest of the family. So as an adult, you have a complete right to stand up for yourself and take a stance against your family and for your own health needs. But as a child, you need to have, a parent needs to be able to say what's important for their child. And, how do you let them spend time safely with family members who don't necessarily agree with them being on a gluten-free diet or don't understand how important it is? So I made kind of 5 strategies, 5 tips to use with non-compliant family members who might be providing childcare. So the kind of situation is, a daughter goes to their grandparents' house. So we'll go with that. So I said, number 1, make it clear in establishing boundaries. I am a huge believer in boundaries for healthy relationships in general, that you need to make it clear with parents and family in general that a gluten-free diet is the only way to keep your child healthy. And I would say don't be afraid to say, if you do not maintain a gluten-free diet with my child, unfortunately, she will not be able to come stay with you until you understand how important that is. And I know that's sad, but this is your child's health on the line. This is not something you just kind of joke around with. So I think it's completely fine to lay down that boundary and that rule right off the bat if you have a non-compliant family member. Show the research. Sit down with the family member outside of your child being there. Show them concrete studies about celiac disease and give them some time to really digest it and answer questions and be honest with them, and leave them with material to read over in their free time. Dr. Peter Green's book, The Celiac Disease, A Hidden Epidemic, is amazing because it really puts the emphasis on research-based facts, but puts it in a very compelling manner. And I would totally recommend dropping that one off. And okay, number 3, get a doctor's note. You should pretty much always have a doctor's note handy, but the value of showing it to your family members should hold more clout with them than if they simply don't agree with this decision for the child to be on a gluten-free diet. So number 4, explain the emotional impact on the child in addition to the physical impact. So grandparents are notorious for bending the rules, but you need to make it clear to them that offering up that Girl Scout cookie to them is not only going to make them sick, but it's also kind of reinforcing that their lives are deprived when they're really not. So oftentimes when people are presented with how their actions make other people feel, then a lot of times they can step back from it and say, oh my goodness, I didn't never intend to make that person feel that way. So, being able to step back and talking about the emotional impact with them is huge. And finally, number 5, make the changes fun. Before I was diagnosed, my cooking kind of consisted of the microwave and delivery men. And since I've been diagnosed, it's really honestly hard to get me out of the kitchen. When I have free time, all I want to do is be in the kitchen cooking and creating and learning and experimenting with new recipes and things. And because of that, my family, which we never cooked together, we've all really gotten involved and we really like to spend time in the kitchen together, and it's a lot of fun. So getting your parents and your child involved in the kitchen to recreate old family recipes or try new things, I mean, that's 3 generations in the kitchen, and that's guaranteed to be entertaining and exciting, and you really can't predict what may or may not happen in that session. But just remember, you set the ground rules. It's your child and you choose who they spend time with, and you have their best interests in mind. But I think when you really explain it to someone, they can see that it really is their best interest. So it just takes time and a little patience and probably a lot of love. So that's all I have. But if you have other strategies that you use with non-compliant family members, I'd love to hear about them. We can always learn from each other and everything. So I hope everyone's doing well out there. Have some great fun this weekend. And as always, it's from Have Not to Have and Gluten-Free Dining. Thanks so much for watching.